Welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com with Mike Briggs and Athena. Okay, I didn't even recognize her. I said my new friend. She's my old friend, not meaning age. We go way back. Miss Beverly Raine with her fabulous British accent, and she is just awesome. I think I met you like when I first came to Fresno in my late 20s.
When you first came to Fresno, I was working with you?
Certainly. Yes. It was
the radio station?
I was in, okay, so, but were you were working with KMJ though too?
His Country, KMJ.
Yeah. All of them. Mm-hmm. And you were just on KMJ talking about suicide.
I was, yes. Last Tuesday when we lost Robin Williams, when he completed suicide, I was on KMJ discussing the problems with mental health and suicide.
But it's interesting about Robin Williams, though, because Robin Williams, I mean, I think there was a lot of stuff going on. When you talked to him, he was always on.
Right.
He was like, up, 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 up.
Right.
Definitely manic, definitely depressed. But then we found out he had the early stages of Parkinson's. So when you get a fatal, I know that Parkinson's isn't exactly like fatal, but when you get a disease like that, then depression sets in. So was it depression? Was it Parkinson's? You think it was a little bit of everything with him?
You know, you never can tell, but people have depression and mental health issues, and things will trigger them. And that may have been a trigger, the alcohol, the substance abuse from before.
Yes.
There are several things that go into the mental health ball of what's going on. And people who are depressed and suicidal get to a point where they may complete. If they have the means, if they've done it before, they've attempted before, if they have suicide ideology. And it's a very temporary stage, but it can reoccur, and then people can take their own lives.
When, what are the signs, do you think? Like for yourself, or maybe you have a friend or a family friend that you think, oh boy, something's going on with them.
People will become withdrawn. They may abuse substances more, such as alcohol and drugs. They may start giving things away. They may even discuss suicide, things like that. And then what happens is they get to a point where you can be concerned about them. And there's an organization called Know the Signs and suicideispreventable.org. And if you go on their website, it will give you the tools to know the signs of suicide in a third person or in yourself.
Yeah.
And it gives you the tools to talk to somebody. And of course, you can always call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, or you can call us here locally. We have the Central Valley Suicide Prevention Hotline.
And that's who you're with, and you're
yes,
a volunteer for
I
them.
am a volunteer with them. We have crisis workers, and we answer the phone calls. And you can call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, absolutely confidential. There are no judgments. We're here for you. We have multilingual people also. We are the first suicide prevention hotline in the 5 counties in decades. We are nationally accredited, and we can refer to over 600 different outside sources of people who need help. It could be domestic violence. It could be a friendship center. There are all sorts of people that need help. So that's what we do. And we've been doing it now for 18 months. And,
yes, and how's it going?
It's going very well.
Have you received many calls? You've gotten the word out there?
Last month we received 1,250 calls. Yes,
wow.
1,250 people called. We have done over 100 active rescues, which means that somebody is in the process of completing suicide, and we've been able to save them.
How do you do that? Just by talking to them or locating them?
Both. We will talk to somebody, and we'll find out what's going on with them, and we come up with what's called a rescue plan. And so they may have something going on that's temporary or something they need more help with. We'll create a rescue plan. We will refer them out to people. We will then talk to them, make sure they're safe. We'll do a follow-up call if they wish to have a follow-up call. It's all about keeping the person safe at the time so they don't complete. And sometimes you do have to call in a third party. You will have to call the authorities to come and help.
That's what I was going to ask you about the police and stuff. If someone calls you and says, you know, well, we don't have many bridges here in Fresno, but I just trying to think of an example. Jumping off 41 or 99, and you're like,
This
okay,
happened?
where are you? You know, and they tell you, or you just kind of locate them by the call, then you call the police? Is that what happens?
No, we'll talk to them. We talk to them and find out where they are, what we can do to help them, and then we'll sometimes send in, the authorities to save their life.
How do you talk to someone, so they don't jump off the ledge? You just kind of talk things through?
Well, there's a program called Assist Training, and it's sort of talking to that person to find out what's going on, what's happened to them that day. And, you do find out that we all have something to live for.
Yes.
Really, we all do.
Yes.
So you were talking about your new child recently.
Oh, my God. There's times where I got depressed. I think I had postpartum, but I'm like, oh my God, if I died today, I'd have my husband raise my boys. They need me.
Exactly.
I need to be here. That's what I
Right.
have to live for.
Right.
There's many things that I have to live for, but those boys
And that's
are
the key
it.
thing. They depend on you. They rely on you. You want to see them
Yes.
grow up.
Yes.
So, yeah, things like that. We connect with them, and there might be a pet. It could be a loved one. It could be something that they wanted to accomplish, and get them to a safe place, come up with a treatment plan, do follow-up. Yeah.
What is treatment for severely depressed people? Robin Williams, couldn't he have gone on medication?
Yes, there are treatment plans. Some include medication. You have to see a qualified medical person, such as a psychiatrist.
Okay.
And so you do need to
To
get
see
medical
which ones
help.
work and
Correct.
not work and
Because there are
stuff.
different types of depression, and so it depends on what they're going through
Yeah.
as to how you treat it.
Aren't there different types, like you just said, there's bipolar,
Mm-hmm.
there's manic, I don't know if that's the same thing.
Well, there are a lot of different diagnoses. There's a whole spectrum, everything from depression to manic. You say bipolar. You have people who have mental health issues. That could be schizophrenia. So there are lots of things, and people get diagnosed at different levels. And then, according to the diagnoses, you would give them medication or counseling or a combination of both. And it's to get a safety plan together to make sure that they don't harm themselves or anybody else.
Yeah, it's just, I just can't imagine being at that point, but it happens.
It happens a lot more often than you would imagine.
Unbelievable. Well,
Yep.
tell us the phone number if you're watching us right now and you think you're in trouble or somebody else is in trouble. Please tell us the phone number.
It is a toll-free number, and it is 1-888-506-5991.
Say that again. 1-888.
506-5991.
5991.
And you can go online and to the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. They'll refer you to us also. And we, like I said, we're local. We're here. We know during the current economic crisis and the drought, people are under a tremendous amount of stress
Yes.
and may feel there's no hope, but there is hope. So please call us. We're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And don't do what Robin Williams did. I mean, people are criticizing him, saying, he was selfish and this and that. I don't know if he was on any medication, but I think he was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, you never know it. Everybody's
To do
different.
that.
Absolutely. Everybody's different. Everybody's in a different place at a different time. No one will ever know. I think it's a huge loss. I loved
Yeah.
Robin Williams. I thought he was hysterical.
Oh, so
Watched a
did
lot
I.
of his films. We could all relate to him in one way or another. But yeah, very sad.
I interviewed him in Las Vegas on the phone. I don't think I've ever met him. I interviewed him on the phone. I worked for morning radio there, and he was on. He was very
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
No one can be on that much. I mean, I come down, but I come down because I'm tired and I read. I don't come down like I'm miserable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
He
sure.
must have been in so much pain to do that.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Is there anything, before we let you go, Miss Beverly, is there anything that we're forgetting to talk about or anything that you would
No,
like
I think
like
getting
to
the
talk
message
about?
out is the key thing, so people know we're here for them. Know the signs in somebody else as well, because sometimes if you can pick up on your friends or loved one a change in their behavior, and you think they're not right, and it's prolonged, talk to them. Don't be afraid to talk to them. If you're concerned about someone, you can call us as well, and we can give you the tools and the knowledge to help that person who's in crises.
How do you do that? Like, how would you approach someone? I know, like a friend of a friend, I always see her out drinking. I know she's depressed, because of stuff that has happened to her husband, ex-husband, whatever. Like, I want to say to her so bad, are you okay? But I don't want to insult her.
No, but you can. You can say just that. Just say, hey, I've noticed. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And if she says no, refer her to us.
Okay.
But knowthesigns.org is the place to go to see how to talk to somebody if you have a concern.
Wouldn't you want to hear Beverly's voice over the phone?
Yeah,
I love her voice.
I answer the phones once in a while.
And we were just talking about England. I'm like, the next time you come in here, wear a hat, and we got to talk about what's her name, the Duchess,
yeah,
the
we
Duchess
can do that.
Kate, and
we
all
can
that
talk
stuff.
about the royal family. Absolutely.
Let's do a royal family show. All right, Beverly, you're awesome. You're awesome that you're even
thank
doing
you.
this.
Hey, listen, we need volunteers. So if anybody's interested in volunteering, volunteer.
Oh, good.
Same number.
Okay,
Just
same
give us a
phone
call.
number. Give us a number again, Miss Beverly.
1-888-506-5991.
See, and call. If you think you're in trouble or if you have a friend you're in trouble, there you go. Coming up, we'll find Mike Briggs. He's probably doing shots of ouzo at the Greek Food Festival. Opa! On CentralValleyTalk.com.